What up, what up? It's Jack, aka Just a Cunt here, and today we're on the Blessed Express. We're on the Blessed Express. Great performance from Max Holloway. Before I start, running too many laps, I want to first off start off by giving my credit to Dustin Poirier. This was a great event, incredible event. For all the shit I talked about it in terms of name value, in terms of performances, it really delivered. It really was amazing until the beginning of the main card. From that point on, and I'm pretty sure there was another fight. No, I think it was the main card for about most of it. Dan Ige, Patricio Pitbull, kind of one of the first like proper boring fight on this card. And then after that was, before that was Michael Johnson, which was an okay fight. It was all right, nothing too crazy. Michael Johnson won though. This string of fights kind of fucked up my pick, right? But it's all right. I'm not too mad at it. Yeah, Michael Johnson, Dan Ige kind of sold, but then Kevin Holland, Daniel Rodriguez. I'm gonna get that into a second later, but nonetheless, shout out Dustin Poirier, man. Looked really good in this fight. Looked better than I expected. Now that I'm thinking back of the fight, it kind of feels like he only caught him once and dropped him. But he was doing good in the fight. Max did what I wanted him to do and what I expected him to, which was use the body kicks, use distance, pick his shots, don't try to like attack and then bait, just try to counter him 24/7. Even his corner mentioned later into the fight. But Poirier's still great jab, amazing jab. I'm still able to catch him, particularly still hooks and that ducking right hand. Max did a really good job of keeping his hand up, but there's still moments where he got caught on the edge of it. In addition to that, anytime Poirier got close, it felt like Max felt like almost like scared, like he got caught in those positions a lot, where like the uppercuts, the right hooks, where Poirier does his best work. Max Holloway got caught a little bit, but I feel like as he got comfortable after the knockdown, he was able to kind of do better in those positions, to the point where in the end where he did the point down for Poirier, he ended up rocking Poirier, and I think really solidified that round. But starting off with the first round, Max just looked amazing. Kind of what I expected. Stayed in there, comfortable on the back foot. He was getting pressed onto the cage a lot, which kind of does make me nervous for a rematch with Ilya or a fight with Islam, potentially, more realistically Ilya. That does make me nervous for that. But there was some things in this fight that does give me more hope against Ilya, that I think he still has a solid shot of beating him, but also some things that give me some pause, particularly amazing first round. Max does a really good job where he attacked the body a lot, and when Poirier would do his, I don't know if technically he is a Philly shawl, because he flares up one of his arms up to protect against hooks, but he got caught right down the middle, and Max was able to drop him with a straight shot right down the middle, dropped him, put him on his ass, dropped him twice. It really looked like Poirier was just out of there, that he was just like, he looked fucking hurt, that he was out of there. Second round, Max drops him first again, I'm pretty sure. I forget exactly what he caught him with. I'm pretty sure he caught him, same thing, was like a left hook from the Philly shell when he was like in close in the Philly shell, and then he kind of did a little stumble back. And then later in that round though, Poirier cracks him hard with the right hook in the pocket where Max was a little bit sloppy, dipping down, got dropped, put on his back. Poirier jumped for the guillotine immediately. Literally, Poirier has this magic of making movie moments. I don't know why. The whole time, diamonds kept playing. Every time he'd throw a hook, every time he'd throw a shot. But as soon as he dropped him and he jumped that guillotine, bro, I thought that was it. I thought Poirier had it, man. I thought it was written in the stars, but like most things in Poirier's career, unfortunately, it kind of went bad for him in the end, where Max Holloway got up, looked rocked, definitely looked stubborn. It changed the tone of the fight. It kind of felt like that Max was gonna just engage him, but really changed the tone of it. Did better than Gaethje for sure, but past this point, it was mostly Holloway. Holloway at this point was struggling to land that same straight when Poirier was backing up with his guard up, and instead just went for body shots. Poirier looked very durable, particularly in the body, because Max was landing great body kicks, great teep kicks, great 1-2s. The body looks so fast, man. So much pop, man. Max has done such an incredible job his last couple of fights of really looking better, really improving. Like, he's a fighter you can really see improved, and really not. I think certain fighters find success with one thing. So for Max Holloway, it's going to be his boxing, his pressure coming forward, his cardio. And then as soon as that gets figured out, so Max loses to Poirier, the main one, as soon as he came on that run. then losing to Volkanovski, you know, losing to Ilya, before Ilya, but losing to Volkanovski the first time, you really kind of see that Max Holloway built his reputation on being just in your face, pressure, crazy boxing, crazy chin. And then when that identity broke, a lot of fighters crumble, and then they keep trying to do the same thing, you know, win some, lose some, but never really improve. But Max Holloway, since that second Volkanovski fight, using the kicks, using the spinning back kick particularly, so fast, man. Max Holloway was never someone that really struck me as fast, but at 155, man, he looks so fast, bro. And doing great with the body kick. The body kick was making me nervous though, because he was almost landing in the pocket, and I swore Poirier was gonna ding him with an overhand, but never. Max Holloway timed it really well. But looking later into that fight, Max Holloway body shots, kind of very comfortable, really staying on the back foot, getting out the way Poirier shots, coming in, landing 2-3 shots, getting out, and just stopping. Circle, so kind of resetting exchanges, like his corner was saying. He wasn't trying to avalanche as much as get in and out, touch and move. And he was doing a really good job. Poirier would occasionally land a really good jab or land a good shot, but nothing that really hurt Holloway really. And as the fight went on, Max Holloway just looked more comfortable. It was, in my opinion, if you were a Lafayette judge and you want to give the Poirier, you could maybe argue 2-2, but to me it was either 3-0, or it was either 4-0 or 3-1 Max, depending on how you want to give that second round. And then the fifth round, very close. Poirier's coming forward. Max didn't look great with the pressure though, I will say that, and it does make me nervous for a fight with Ilya, where he just looks like he looks more scared to get hit. It's kind of seemed like he's exchanged like a chin where he's willing to get into the fire and get hit, and E1 to give one, where now he's trying to avoid it more and he seems a lot more cautious. You know, he gets caught, he looks a little bit chinny, he feels more fragile. I don't think he is. He has a great chin, don't get me wrong. He ate some good shots here for sure. But still has that vibe, but I don't think it's going to matter too much, except with a fight with Ilya, who can really exploit that. But going in the fifth round, doing great, Max Holloway, but last 10 seconds, give Poirier the point down and just bombs on him, man. Just rocks him right away. Poirier didn't even get a chance to, literally felt like the second he needed a point down and Poirier went to the degree, he literally got fucking catpawed to the face, bro. 1-2, ducks down. Looks more sharp though, less wild than he did against Gaethje. Rocks Poirier. Poirier chooses to clinch. I get it. I kind of wish Poirier kept swinging, but he doesn't want to get knocked out, you know, still wants to win the fight, which I like. I like that Poirier didn't just go crazy. He didn't just Michael Chandler fucking emote aura form the whole time, try to get clip moments. Actually tried to win and looked very good in this fight. And if Poirier wanted to keep going, I think he still could, but I get why retire. When you're someone like a star like Poirier and you have that level of money, the businesses, you know, kids, in the charity and stuff, I don't blame him. This is a good exit, and you're not going to get something like this. Not even Stipe or Aldo or any of these guys. You're like, those stars aligned. Holloway was the opponent. I kind of doubted that, but now seeing that, I get why, you know, someone like Gaethje or like this may have been good too, but I'm glad it wasn't Ilya, because I think Ilya would have put out Poirier in that second round. If he lands that same shot on Poirier, I think he does put him away. So I'm glad it was Max. I still kind of wish it was Gaethje, but, you know, it is what it is. But great fight, great performance. Max Holloway, same thing. I'm still saying, man, he's the second best lightweight in the world. And he's a really good shot against Ilya. Maybe I'll break down the fight later as I look at this fight and see why Max did so good. But either way, Poirier, man, just looked really good. Shout out to Poirier, incredible career, man. Really nothing to feel bad about. But yeah, this was great fight. Glad to see Max, see what he's gonna do next. Probably gonna go out and fight Charles Oliveira. They're probably going to try and make that fight just kind of with a log jam. I think he's the most deserving of a title fight, especially now. I think he definitely is, even above Arman, but, you know, I get it. He just got a title shot, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Looking down this fight, Paulo Costa, man, this was probably the biggest surprise of this fight, or of this card. Just raw in terms of, like, what a great performance. Paulo Costa, though, he had a great performance, but he doesn't give me a lot of confidence for how he does against future fights. Besides someone like Marvin Vettori again, who really just feels, I don't know. I'm gonna talk about Marvin later, but it makes me kind of sad to think about. But I think Paulo Costa looked good, but it looked like he's trying to fight the same way. He's not focusing on pressure. He's trying to land the leg kicks, trying to do that karate style, that in and out, hit the right hand, you know, have like minimize the exchanges. He's trying to do that style more, and it worked well, but I think it's because Roman just didn't check any leg kicks, didn't change his stance. When Roman let his hands go. He landed very good, and he was landing on Paulo Costa, and even rocked him here and there. And in the third round, where Paulo Costa looked really gassed, Roman did good, but he just didn't have the variety, didn't have the bag, as one could say. But overall, just struggled in this fight to really gain momentum, where Paulo Costa just did a good well of what's good about that karate almost style, that in and out of that, when you're out and you're in, you have the ability to win at any moment. Unless you're getting pressured, if your opponent's going to stay at that range, you have the luxury of deciding when the exchanges happen. So landing the leg kicks, landing the body kicks, Roman just didn't do anything to try and stop him, just kind of let them be. And then every time Roman comes in, Paulo knows that it's going to happen. And then every time Paulo can choose to come in, he can decide when that is for a big shot. Did a good job leaving off the right, landing the right hand, similar to what Stephen Wonderboy Thompson does. It's a good move. It's just kind of risky. It kind of leaves you up for like head kicks or hooks, or, you know, it can be exploited. But Paulo was really sharp in this fight, surprisingly. And really digging in with that body kicks, digging in. Roman body, man, just fucking ate some shots and never once looked rocked. In terms of body, on the feet, he got rocked twice, got dropped. I believe it was 2 times. Second time, not as bad as the first, but first time he got dropped hard. Paulo Costa weaving off right down the middle. Great performance by Costa. Only thing is that someone like Sean Strickland is just going to defend the leg kicks and pressure him. But he has some interesting matchups. Who I'd like to see him fight next? I still want to see him versus Cannonier, but I wouldn't mind him versus the winner of MVP Cannonier. Or you could even do like a Gregory Rodriguez, who's coming off a win. I don't want to see him fight the top guys next necessarily. I know he called the Hamza Chimaev the fucking stupid first fight that he really won in like 4 or 5 years. I don't really count that Luke Rockhold fight shitty ass performance. So I like to see him gain some more momentum, fight a Gregory Rodriguez, fight the winner of Cannonier, MVP. There's some winnable matchups here, and I hope he fights someone that's a lower level and doesn't just shoot straight to the top. But great performance by Costa. Moving on. Kevin Holland, Daniel Rodriguez. Oh. Sorry about that. My mic cut off. Continuing on, Kevin Holland, Daniel Rodriguez. This fight's kind of bullshit. I don't want to be a little fucking pick goblin, but Kevin Holland won the first fucking round. I know he damn near got fucking knocked out cold in the second, and Daniel Rodriguez, Kevin Holland was fucking retarded at the end, but he still won that round. I know Daniel Rodriguez reversed it and had a crazy heart from Rodriguez. Before I start dinging in on why I think Kevin Holland won, crazy heart from Rodriguez though, amazing heart from him. Great to see. That Kevin Holland looks sloppy. He's always had these tendencies, like he fights generally the same. He hasn't really evolved his game too much, and it's that same thing where he's good. He looks better than most people 70% of the time, 80% of the time, but that 20%, he always looks so bad. Like he looks really competent. He looks like a really hard guy to fight in terms of like when he's on the feet against Luque, against these guys. But when he fights someone that's able to exploit just one hole in his game, it really feels like it fucking rocks his shit. Like Rainer de Ritter. Bigger than him, just fucking bullies him, chokes him out. Daniel Rodriguez catches it with one shot, just fucking almost kills him. It was an amazing fight though. I don't want to send this fight. I think Kevin Holland won. I think 2-1. He won the third, won the fourth, first. But it was a very close fight. I'm not too mad at it. And shout out Daniel Rodriguez, man. Didn't expect to win. Like a minus 500 underdog or a plus 500 underdog. Kevin Holland just needed to do more. Just needed to be smarter. Just even at the end, just stupid shit he was doing. But great performance, kind of, at least from Daniel Rodriguez. Did more than what I expected. Good fight. Dan Ige, Patricio, Pitbull. Yeah, I wasn't too surprised by this. Pitbull did what Pitbull does, which is similar to Paulo Costa. Limits exchanges, lands focused on kicks, and just try to land one big shot to win exchanges and minimize the amount of punches and stay safe. He's the exact same type of game plan. Same Brazilian karate. Henry Cejudo does it. Lyoto Machida did it. It's that same specific style that works really well, looking impressive, but as the opponent starts to pressure, if the opponent isn't scared, if he's able to, you know, decide when exchanges happen, like Dan Ige felt like he did in the third round, who was hurt. I will say I was surprised. I almost forgot about this. Patricio fucking hurt him bad and almost finished him. Like, not only that, he rocked him multiple times, looked very sharp. Patricio's not the greatest finisher if he's not able to like really rock you. Like, he's not like a Dustin Poirier where if he dings you a little bit, he can really get a finish on the cage, but did hurt him, got hurt later. But yeah, Dan Ige started pressuring in the third round when started to get tired, but didn't really capitalize on too much. Good performance still from Patricio. I'm still not entirely confident how he does at the top of featherweight, but I think he has some interesting matchups, and I think he could do good against some people. Like, I could see him doing good against like a Mazar weirdly, but he's going to struggle with people that are bigger than him, and he's going to struggle with people that could really put pressure on him, like an Arnold Allen, and attack him for 3-round strikes, like a Diego Lopez, etc. Michael Johnson, Daniel Zellhuber. Fucking Daniel Zellhuber, bro. Fuck me. Almost got chinned, but besides that, just had no urgency. Doing good with that head kick. Johnson blocked it every time, but he was still eating on the guard, and you could tell it was hurting. Kept getting hit in the body, but just didn't have the boxing ability to keep up with Johnson. And Johnson just did a good job of staying forward and just landing the harder strikes, or where you're able to, not masterclass, where you're able to KO Michael Johnson is if you're shorter, it feel like Johnson looks better against people his size or bigger, or if he you know, able to duck under. He wings shot so wide that it's easy to duck under, but if you're a taller opponent, it's just going to be difficult to do so. But it's kind of where he leaves himself open. Like someone like Ilia Topuria is a horrible matchup for Michael Johnson, just because you probably do a really good job of ducking under and knocking him out. But nonetheless, Michael Johnson looked really good in this fight. Zellhuber just not similar to Roman, just didn't have any urgency, didn't mix up the game well enough, relied on his kicks too much, and just really couldn't impose his will at all in this fight. But yeah, I'm going to kind of speed run a couple of these, trying to see maybe a shorter format. Kyler Phillips, Vinicius Oliveira. Phillips looked fucking retarded. Did really good the first fight, but as what he always does, fucking gasses out. And Vinicius Oliveira literally walks at him and swings big shots. No technique, literally just walks at him. Looks like he has a fucking diaper on. I'm annoyed. Kyler Phillips looks good for a round. Looks good, mixes up, rocked Vinicius in the first 30 seconds. Didn't really almost get him out of there, but definitely rocked him. But Vinicius after that just said fuck it and just kept walking at him, Terminator style. Got a good decision win. Brendan Allen, Marvin Vettori. This fight, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just I'm sensitive to it. I'm a Marvin fan. Just felt like a sad fight. Marvin put his heart out there. He didn't look as good in shape as I feel like he normally does. Looked a little bit fatter. His hair looked good though, funnily enough. But he just didn't look. Same thing, 1-2. Didn't really mix it up well. Did hurt Brendan Allen, but just couldn't. I don't know, man. Marvin just doesn't. Just not skilled enough, man. Great physicality for the division. Big, strong. Looked good in the grappling. Reversed Allen. Looked great defensively in terms of defending the rear naked. Brendan Allen, someone who was able to dominate Paul Craig on the ground. So good shout there, but on the feet, man, just couldn't mix it up. Shout out Marvin. Brendan Allen looked good. Excited to see what he does. That's good. Sometimes Allen looks like he could beat a lot of these top guys, but sort of loses one or two exchanges and kind of loses because of that. But moving on. Francisco Prado, Nicolay, I'm not saying that shit. Looked good. This pretty simple fight where Francisco just needs to drop fucking weight because he looks like the better fighter, was by far the better grappler. Nicolay looked horrible on the ground. I mean, literally horrible. His corner had to teach him how to get out of a triangle. I'm not saying that like I'm some master BJJ, but there should not be someone in the corner saying, "Oh, get your arm out, get your arm out, get your arm out." You should not have to be fucking told how to get out of a fucking triangle. I don't know why it pissed me off. Almost got Von Flood. Just every time he get taken out, just hold on to the guillotine, not even jump a little, just hold on to it and just lay on his back. I almost part of me hoped he lost because at the end in the third round, he just laid on his back, just accepted what the fuck was going on. Had a bad performance, honestly. But on the feet, man, he is talented. I'm going to give him that. Hurt Prado, really good knees, really good body shots. There's a lot of these fighters this card with really good into the body, but overall, did good body shot, landing good. Just landing the better damaging shots. Hurt Prado the first 2 rounds. Struggled in the third, but good performance. Atabe Gatier versus Robert Valentine. Fuck you want me to say? He fucking just beat the shit out of him. Literally, Robert Valentine tried to menacingly smile at him and got put out. Literally nothing to say. It's hard to take anything from. I say we use Gatier. I want him to be the designated. Get rid of these mid-ass fucking middleweights that can't do fucking anything besides be a cockroach and maybe have some cool moments. KO Cody Brundage, KO Bo Nickel, KO any middle-aged, boring fuck middleweight that looks fat and chubby, that looks like a fucking dad, fucking middle, all of them. Get rid of them. Just send Gatier after them. Just get him out the fucking sport, please. Hard to say on Gatier. Gotta wait and see how his form's going, but obviously perfect performance. Not really too much to say. Adam Fugitt, Islam Dualtov. Islam looked good, but I have some pause for the future. He looks very stiff. He looks very stiff. And there's some certain moments where his chin was kind of in the air. He doesn't have good footwork and seems like he can get caught out of position a lot and doesn't move in combination well. What I mean by this is that certain fighters that are like power punchers especially, they can be crowded a lot. So like Joe Pyfer is someone that has this thing too. They don't move with their opponent, right? They kind of stand and shoot, like stand and snipe at you, want to land a big shot and TKO you. But Islam, same thing, where anytime Adam Fugitt, who looked better than I expected, would come in on him and like land a flurry of shots, just didn't really know how to react, and it just isn't great in the pocket, except when he's deciding better at mid-range, long range. But did good kicks, very good kicks, solid punches, controlled the pace of the fight, was just too powerful. And Fugitt had his moments, but Islam looked in control, never really looked hurt. But have some pause in the future. I think he's going to struggle with more dynamic guys, particularly at welterweight, and we have to see his grappling. But he's someone that I think's interesting, but I don't expect to be a top contender. Jimmy Crute looked very good. He shows kind of the same types of holes. Was really lethargic on the feet, throwing big meaty hooks, but kind of just getting caught. Looked like saying walking on Legos. Struggled to get the takedown, but great BBJJ. Kind of the story of his career so far. So I'm kind of gonna have the same doubts about him in the future, but it was good to see what he wants to do and where he's good at, as I think it gives a fighter like him confidence in the future. Ryan Spann decides to have his prospect performance where he does something very impressive, and then John Anik, there's still a lot of talent left in this guy, or a lot left in the tank, or some shit like that, where Ryan Spann dominates a contender, dominates a fighter, and all of a sudden he's the next coming of John fucking Jones, and he's gonna get ruthlessly embarrassed in his next fights against fucking Sergey Spivak. So shout out Ryan Spann. Bruno Ferreira, fuck off. Sorry, just kidding. Yeah, just kind of took down. I like Jackson Mavet. I kind of wanted to bet on him. Did I kind of feel like Bruno Ferreira was gonna win? Yeah, kind of. He was the smarter pick for sure, but I was like, I like Jackson Mavet. He seemed like fun. And I kind of felt bad for him that he was kind of getting canceled in so many fights, especially fights that I felt he was gonna win. I was kind of rooting for him, but you know, sick armbar. Yeah, good performance. And Carly Judy's, shout out. Fucking head kick at her, punted her in the head. I was kind of 50-50 on this fight, but no, she looked very good in this fight. Nonetheless, amazing performance by Maximus Holloway, the blessed one, and he's the future of lightweight. That video is going to age better and better. No matter who he puts in the guess, he either beats them clearly if their name's Armin and below, or if they're Ilya for Islam. If Islam, he has a very solid chance. I'm actually more confident as now. And Ilya, he still has the ability to get finished, but has a solid chance against him. Nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys had a good one. Have a good night.